All right, now the little baby brass hammer. This isn't just a decoration, you know. Oh, corrosion, don't you love it? Oops. Now I'm going to just take all 8 of these bolts out. All right, back on the pressure washer. This is the main crankcase unit, and it was leaking out of these 3 holes at the bottom here. I remember showing you that on video. So now I've cleaned up each of these ceramic plungers. So it's a reasonable quality pump if they've got ceramic plungers. I have seen both, and the steel ones, if they rust, they're toast. So these are actually a good thing. I'm not trusting in the quality of the pump, but that's life. So now I'm just, each one of these I'm cleaning up with 4/0 steel wool, which is pretty fine stuff, and carb spray and whatever. And just for kicks, I've had this around since I was driving beaters, worse than the ones I've got. And it's just a stop leak. And I'm going to just put a tiny bit. Oh, it hasn't even been opened. Let's see if I got an open one. So now I am going to just put a coating of this stop leak on the seal here. I know that might be wishful thinking, but the water is leaking out this way, not in. So that's actually okay. And it's not leaking out of anywhere else but these 3 seals here. Okay, now I'm going to clean this up with steel wool. And when you use steel wool, you have to use it separately, because the fibers off the steel wool can get into things, right? And that's evil. So after you're done using steel wool, if you use it, rinse everything with carburetor cleaner or paint thinner. Yes, I use it. I'm just going to use one of my little plungers. Make sure that these little holes are clear. Right there, do you see that? Right there and right there, and they look plugged, right? Those tiny little things will get you every time. There. It's not plugged now. Oh, that's a slippery little level. And this looks like where the water leak came from. If you can see right just off the hole here is dirt. Did you guys get a chance to see that? Right? There's the hole, and then there's dirt dripping this way. And so there's probably, yeah, and that was probably the one that was down. Oh, oh yes, I'm the great Bruce Pender. I'm also the great pretender. I pretend things are going to work. Okay, let's wipe this off. Okay, next one. Paint thinner. Interesting. See if we get any goo out of there. Yes. Let's rinse it with solvent. Blow it off. I'm going to stick a little bit of that see a lock in here too. Excellent. There we go. Okay, one more left to go. You don't have to watch that. Okay, pliers. I'm just using spring pliers to get this out of here. Alright, here's the big deal right now. We're going to put this pump back together again. And I've lubed each one of these valves. And we're just going to pop it on. Did you see that? Okay. Now it comes, there's 8 of these. So when I get this all tightened up, we'll come back. I almost forgot to bring my friends with me. Okay. Choke. Oh, do we have any fuel? Yeah, we got enough for a demo. On. Choke. Alright guys, we've got 2 complaints. I've got the body off for the quick connect hose, and I put a smaller spring in here. I knew there was a spring missing when I got it, right? That may or may not help us. And now I'm going to clean the unloader. But it's running way better than I thought. How can you beat that, eh? There we go. Okay, let's line this stuff up so we don't lose anything. Sorry about that. Sorry, I apologize so much. Now, that's lovely. So I'm going to take this off. I think we have to take it off from the bottom of it, not the top. Now, ooh, that sounds terrible. That's the lock. Okay, so let's undo this. Have a look. Aha! We're getting somewhere. Look at that. Goodness! Kurt bunnies. So that's where our adjustments go in wacko. Let's get this locking jaw off here. I'm going to continue on, and when I come within something interesting, I will show you. We're back. We'll just zoom in a bit. Okay, this collar has a Allen key on it. I got that off. I'm getting it off. And that goes underneath the adjustment knob. Okay, things like this. Okay, I'm just going to keep going now, backwards. I've got everything lined up from left to right. Alright, this piece is quite interesting. Goes on the end of the spring like this, and they're just gobbed right up. It's really hard steel, so I'm going to use my wire brush on my bench grinder. Just FYI, and same with this. Alright, here's that spring. You can see if you look really closely that there is some corrosion on that. Okay. We're getting close to the end on this. Oh, we got... Look at, I didn't realize it, and I didn't back off this Allen screw, and it made a mark on the threads here, eh? That's alright, and then we know where it goes. Right about in there. And then this, so I think the whole thing just screws back in. I'm going to lube it up, because this is power steering stop leak, right? I don't know if it makes any difference, and it's probably one of those hokey products, but once in a while when you're working with something you can't, like I can't get part numbers for this thing, right? So this is kind of like a gotta have thing. Okay, back to the job at hand. So we're putting this in right there. Okay. Now we turn that down and just tighten it up. Actually, we'll just tighten that up right at the front. This is a strange machine. Some of the stuff is standard and some of it's metric. So, when I talk about metric and standard, I don't hate either one, but I don't like it when they combine the two on one machine. That happened a lot up until about 10 years ago, eh? So now we're going to go outside and test this bad boy. And the only thing I can see changing is the spring in behind this connector. Alright guys, it's time for the show. We know it's leaking out of the hose section. All right. I'll be right back. All right, so we've come a long way. All is good. I'm just changing the oil on this one, and it does have a little bit of a forward tilt, so I took the oil just to the top of the sight glass there. It's a very small hole, eh? 500 milliliters in the pump and about 700 in the motor. And I think we're done.